All right, hey guys, how you doing? I know I talked about your final. One of the things we talked about in the Zoom class was your final presentation. Just remember, it can be anything from the book. So if your group wanted to do something about bond or building solutions or something like that, that's fine. Or it could be anything that you find interesting at TED.com, or like I said in Zoom class, teach me something about your major. You can talk about, your group can do a presentation about your major. A little thirsty here, so yeah. So, and I know there have already been, not necessarily this class, but they already have students asking me quick questions on the LMS. I just want to be clear about a couple of things. Whether you do the presentation live on Zoom or you make a video, I need to see your faces and, of course, hear you. And you all have to speak. But yes, the questions I get a lot of times are, do I need to show my face? Yes, you do. That's it right there. Uh, Again, we if we have time, we're going to be doing maybe one practice presentation. But as I said in the Zoom class, this second half of the semester, after the midterms, is going to be writing because, as I said, one of the other things is your final writing test is writing. Now, if that changes, I will let you know. But at the moment, it's writing. And that's why you see class video 8 reading and writing. And most of this will be writing. So this video will be longer, as you already can see from how long it is. But here we go. Oh. Okay, I left this on because this is good for any kind of reading that you do. So whether you're reading the text on page 53 or 54 or any other reading you do in English, right, it's kind of like a note thing. So like, for example, a smiley face if it's interesting or new. And you can have like a frown face or a quick question mark or both if you did not understand something that you read. And of course, we are not in class, so we can't compare this. I left this up. This is a class slide, but I left this up. It's more for this. So what you could do is then go back and look at your smiley face and your face with the question mark, and go over it. All right. But first, here we have community, unique, construction, professional, technique. These are things in the reading that you need to know what they mean. So normally this slide is for in class where you would tell me what you think the words mean, but I'm going to put the definitions up now. But they're mixed, they're random. So you need to look at this, make notes, whatever you need to do. What does community mean? What does unique mean? And so on. So the definitions are here. These are the words. For as long as you need, please pause the video now. Okay, you now have written down, or however you did it, the meanings to the words. So the meaning for community is a social group of people that share something together. Unique, special, unlike or not like anything else. Construction. Construction is building, right? You're building something. Professional. Relating to work that requires special training. And there's one left. Technique. A method or procedure for doing something. Again, if you need to pause the video and make some notes, you can do that now. Okay, welcome back. Let's move on. So I told you in the TED Talk that the Torah David is interesting. It's something that he actually talks about in his full TED Talk. And I did say that that was going to be part of our reading. So this is a photograph that Yeungnam took of people outside of a store at Torah David in Caracas, Venezuela. Okay, so this is the reading part. Of course, we're going to be listening. So you can read along and then answer the questions about the reading.
Living spaces. In many communities around the world, people are finding creative ways to make the most of their resources.
All right.
City in a tower. The Torre David in Caracas, Venezuela, was designed to be a modern office building, but the project was abandoned when the construction company closed, and the building was never finished. However, local residents saw an opportunity. They began to turn the empty offices into apartments and stores. They painted the entrance and planted trees. As there were no working elevators, residents used taxis to reach the upper floors via the parking garage. Within a few years, 3,000 people were sharing a community that they built themselves. The abandoned tower, says photographer and TED speaker Yvonne Bond, turned into a living city. Recycled homes. In Huntsville, Texas, a community is building houses from recycled building materials. How did this start? Local builder and TED speaker Dan Phillips noticed that construction companies traditionally threw away large amounts of unused bricks, wood, and cement when they built homes. Phillips decided to work with local people and homeowners to build houses using these materials. These people are not professional builders, so Phillips teaches them the skills and techniques they need. The houses look different from normal houses. Phillips encourages the homeowners to be creative and make each house look unique. Building of the future? What happens when you need a lot more living space, but you can't build skyscrapers? That was the challenge facing architects in Mexico City, where tall buildings are forbidden in order to preserve the city's cultural heritage. The solution? Build an earth scraper. The earth scraper is a pyramid-shaped tower built upside down and under the ground. Still in the planning stage, this innovative building will provide housing, office space, and cultural centers, says architect Emilio Barjau, without affecting the city's historic downtown area.
All right. And if you want to know more about this, Neighbor or Google. So here are the sections as you can see, so there's the live, work, and play. The first 10 floors will be a museum. I'm not going to read the whole thing. And then you have shopping mall, restaurants, movie theaters, so on. And gardens, parks, so on. These are the 10 floors here, right? And then this is glass, right? So the current concrete plaza would become glass so that you can look down. And moving around, hanging platforms will transport people up and down to key floors. And again, if you want to know more about this, I guess you can type in Earth Scraper or Mexico City Earth Scraper and find out more. All right, here we go. So, understanding the reasons. This is, cause and effect. Because of this. So, if I let go of this, this will fall. Cause and effect. Why did this fall? Because I let go. Right? That's what this is really about. Cause and effect. So writers often use reasons that explain cause and effect relationships. They use words like because, so, therefore, since. Some words come before the reason, since, because, and others come after or before a result. So, therefore, because I let go of the toothbrush, since I let go of the toothbrush, therefore the toothbrush falls. Something like that. It's all the same. The toothbrush falls because I let go of it. All right. So complete the chart by matching each reason below with the correct idea. So these go here. So this is the idea. We have the idea and the reason. Why? Why? So all of these could start with because he thinks, because there are, because the construction company, because they can't build, because the local people. Okay, I'm not going to talk anymore. For as long as you need, please pause the video now. Okay, welcome back. You should have your cause and effect finished here. The idea, Torre de Vide, was empty. Why? Okay, I'm going to do these in the form of a question. Why was Torre de Vide empty? Because the construction company closed. Why did taxis take people to the higher floors of Torre de Vide? Because there are no elevators. So I guess the quick question is, why do taxis? Okay, why does Dan Phillip want to build houses with unused materials? Because he thinks throwing away materials is a waste. Why does Dan Phillips provide help with building skills? Because the local people are not professional builders. Why do earth scraper architects plan to build underground? Because they can't build up. It's not allowed to have really high buildings in the downtown area of Mexico City. So the answers here are C, B, A, E, T. Okay, let's go. And now here are we just did these. These are in the form of a sentence. So it's this, but in the form of a sentence. So Torre de Vide was empty because the construction company closed, since the construction, so or, yeah, because, since, one of them. All right, number 2. Okay, or the construction company closed, so Torre de Vide was empty, or the construction company closed, therefore Torre de Vide was empty. Again, because there's a lot to do in this one with writing and all that, you can pause the video at any time. I'm just going to wait 5 seconds to move to the next slide. So if you need to pause for any of this, just do it. I'm not going to tell you, just do it. So 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, so now we get into the writing. So for your final writing test, it's the process. The process is if you want to make delicious ramen, follow these steps. First, next, then, after that, finally enjoy your delicious ramen. So if you want to know how to tie a tie, follow these steps, right? And that's what they're showing here. And your final writing test will be writing a process paragraph, so it only has to be 6 to 8 sentences long. Okay, so I believe this should not have been here. This is something to do in class, but this will be something I might use for practice writing, kind of like homework writing. Not homework right now, but something like this I would use for if I wanted you guys to do like some kind of homework. Any homework I do give you will not be in a video. It will only be in Zoom class. Because when it comes to writing, I want to be absolutely sure that you understand and can ask me any questions. But, as you can imagine, when we do this in class, this is a very, very popular one. And I think the second most popular one is a tie between these two. Nobody really talks about this. So don't worry. I left this up to let you know and think about, what is process writing. So these are some of the words that you would use for process writing. All right, and then we have upcycling trash to treasure. What is upcycling? Taking something old that you're not going to use anymore and turning it into something else. Now this video is more, you could probably come back to this video and I'll probably make a separate video using this just for writing. But you can always come back to this video and come to the part where I'm talking about writing. All right, so here we have before and after. Just here. These are all the after, like, water bottles, canisters, things like that. Water bottles here. Okay, you're going to put these in the correct order. Don't worry. We're going to quickly go through this. Yeah, these are not in the correct order, and there are no time words. So here's an actual process of making an upcycling. Okay, so this is the process. It's in the actual order. Let me go back just so you understand. You do this first, then this. After that, you do this, then you do this, and finally you have your coffee table, I guess, or whatever. All right, so let's check out our answers. Okay, this is a handout. So these, I'm just going to quickly show you, and then here are the time order words. But if this were in the classroom, you should have something that looks like this. Don't worry about this. Okay, so okay, this is very important when it comes to writing, especially capitalization. Students forget about that. Okay, so right, so I'm just showing you an example here that the first word of every new sentence always is always capitalized. I, in this case, I is the first one, but if I is here, capitalized. If you're talking I, me, always I. Punctuation, most students are good about this, right? A sentence ends, period, a short pause. First, you'll need to find, okay, so that would be a short pause, comma. But in time order words, first, comma, next, comma, after that, comma, right? Finally, comma. So with the time order words, there's always going to be a comma. And then we have, so I guess keep in mind that 90% of time order words have commas. Sometimes no comma is needed, right? Then. Now, if this were a writing test and you put a comma there, I would probably allow it because it doesn't. So for example, no comma, then go to your local glass shop. With comma, then go to your local glass shop. So it just changes, just has that little pause. I guess it's your choice. If you're not sure, put it there. So this is not right or wrong. It's just the comma is not needed. So if you write then and you don't put a comma, you're fine. But for the other ones in red, comma. There will be Zoom class about writing, so don't worry about that. And I'll show you okay, the topic sentence is what you're going to be writing about. So, for example, if I ask you to tell me about how to make kimchi, if I want you to write, you don't just start with first, put water in a pot. You want to know what it is that we are going to read about. So you would start with, if you want to enjoy delicious kimchi, this is what you do first. And then, right, this is great, beautiful. Why? A good topic sentence tells the reader exactly what the paragraph is about. Infinitives of purpose. Okay, what I might do is quickly go through this and then talk about more of it in class, because time, it keeps moving on. So this is the reason why. He started volunteering at the hospital. Why? He started volunteering at the hospital to meet, to help. So infinitives start with to, and it's always a verb. To meet, to help. All of you studied really hard for your tests to do well on them. Right, so infinitives of purpose here, don't worry, I'm just going to show you anything that has to. All right, so this, right, to find, to make, to fit, to attach, and so on. All right. See you in Zoom class. Obviously, you know what the next Zoom class is going to be. Yes, there's going to be a video for the TED Talk, but I may not be able to cover that part of the book, but you still have to watch the TED Talk, the video, but it is going to be mostly about writing, because I want to make sure you do well on your writing test. Now, because the rest of the semester is online, things might change. If that happens, of course, I will let you know, and it may go back to A, B, C, D. But at the moment, nobody has told me anything. So it's actual writing. Anyways, enough about that. I'll see you in Zoom class. Bye-bye.